Hello and welcome to ZTGD News Burst on the Friday the 13th of September. How unlucky has your day been, Justin?
Not unlucky at all. It's been pretty good.
Yeah, you know how unlucky mine got is I couldn't find any shorts to go on holiday with.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah, I've been looking. I'm going on holiday, as you're probably aware. Going on vacation to Spain at the end of the month.
Oh, cool.
And I am trying to find holiday clothes, and I cannot find a pair of shorts because we're now out of season. So I'm going to have to go online. I don't like shopping for clothes online.
Yeah, that's a pain in the ass, especially if you just need a few, couple pairs of shorts.
No, well, I just need. That's it. I've got everything else today. I've got my flip flops.
No, you may have to go without shorts. That's not the end of the world.
I have still got shorts, but I want more shorts to go on. And so it was. I got everything else, but I couldn't get shorts. But that's the British weather for you. As soon as a little bit of rain comes down, and whoa, autumn's here. Let's get rid of the summer clothes. But I've seen some online. I'll just have to order them. I don't know. There's something about ordering online, clothes online. I can't. I don't like. I like kind of the ability to go and try them on and make sure they fit, and not the hassle of if they don't fit, sending them back, getting another pair that does. It's a bit of a ball ache, and unfortunately, a certain size in one store is a different size in another store. It's a pain in the ass.
Yep, you're right.
But hey ho, if that's as bad as my day got, well, I can't grumble too much.
Right.
So what have you been up to this week?
A whole lot. A lot of schoolwork. A lot of pain in the ass schoolwork. I know I've been staying late at work a couple days. So other than that, it's just been trying to get in this stupid schoolwork project. So I'm doing.
What's the project?
Subnetting.
Oh, intriguing.
It's not intriguing. It hurts my face. It hurts my brain. It hurts every part of me. It gives me a headache just to talk about it. So
what is it? What did you say? Subnet?
Subnetting. Yeah, it's networks.
What is that?
It's where you take one IP address, like in a corporation, and you got to make other IP addresses.
Okay, there's not a program for that?
No, you got to set the router to do that.
Oh, okay.
Or not the router, but you got to do it manually. It's a pain in the ass, and I hate it.
And that's your
I hate everything but networks. Yes, I got to subnet a certain IP address, convert it into binary, convert it back. Make more, make 4 subnets. It's just a pain in the ass. I hate it. I hate networks in general. So.
Oh, sounds fun.
No, it's not.
I was being ironic, of course.
Yes.
Okay, so let's get on with some news. There's been a few biggies this week. First and foremost, Sony. They had a bit of a soiree earlier this week, and 2 things came out of it. First of all, there is a new PS Vita on the way. At the moment, it's only confirmed for Japan, but no doubt it will spread its wings to Europe and the US probably next year. It's going to be called originally the PS Vita 2000. I still think that's just the worst name ever.
Yep.
Why not just call it the PS Vita Slim? That would have been better.
Right. I mean, that's what they did with their PS3.
Yeah, and just because they stuck a 2000 on the end of the PSP, I don't know. It just seems, by calling it the PS Vita 2000, it seems like it was made in the 1990s.
Right. Yeah. Yes, it does.
So the PS Vita 2000 has it's 20% thinner and 15% lighter. It will add approximately an hour to battery life. They have changed the OLED screen for a LCD screen.
Now, why do they do that? Because OLED is better than LCD.
Well, yeah, I think that may have something to do with maybe making it thinner and maybe extending the battery life. One thing that is very impressive about the Vita is the screen quality is fantastic. If you play any games on there, it just looks absolutely gorgeous. So a bit of an odd move, but I'm sure it probably doesn't affect gameplay and too much, I wouldn't have thought. No. It's also going to have a gigabyte of internal memory, which will be used for storing jack shit, to be fair. It's a gig's fuck all. I don't understand why just a gig. Why not 16 gig? Why not 32 gig? A gig is a couple of indie games.
Right. In today's standards, it's nothing, but I mean, it's better than nothing like it has now.
Well, not really. It's only marginally. I mean, I've got a 32 gig card.
Marginally.
I've got a
Well, I mean,
32.
you're still gonna
I've
have
got
to
I've got a
use some.
32 gig card, and I am having to manually manage stuff, deleting it and
Well,
whatnot.
I mean, it's still. Yeah, I mean, it's still better than nothing. Yeah, you still have to use an external memory card, but you can still, use 1 gig of data and not worry about using that on your memory card. So it sucks that it's only 1 gig, but it's better than nothing like now.
Okay, fair enough, I guess. They did also announce that there'd be a 64 gig card coming as well. I'm not sure what the cost is when it gets over here.
$700.
That's the one, probably. That's the one I don't understand, because they have changed the charging port. It's now a micro USB, which is brilliant. That's the standard for most electronic equipment, such as phones and cameras and stuff like that now.
Right.
And everyone has probably 15 to 20 USB chargers lying about the houses.
It's
great.
Is it the same as the PS3 controller charger?
No, that's the... Oh, I don't know what they call that. It's the same that goes in any modern phone.
Right.
With the exception of the iPhone. It's the really thin one, but not the one that comes in the Vita. And not the DualShock 3. So that's a step forward, but I still don't understand why. Well, I do understand why they don't allow you to use SD cards. It's because they want to take more money off you.
Yep.
But I think with how the Vita is performing, it would have been a fantastic move if they'd have come out and said, now it takes SD cards, knock yourself out, because that makes you can pick up 64 gig SD cards for chips essentially now, no cost at all really, and that would have been far more enticing to somebody who wants to pick up that device, and especially if they want to ship the new one, if they want to get rid of numbers on that, then that would be a great incentive for people to pick that over the old PS Vita. So it's a bit of an odd move, but at least they have come out and said there is a 64 gig card coming. As I said, I struggle with 32 gig. If you're a member of the PS Plus subscription, then you can fill that card up very, very easily.
Yeah.
And so I will be swapping mine out at some point, no doubt. Along with that, more interestingly, because we all kind of thought the PS Vita would get an upgrade, what we didn't see coming was a PS Vita TV. I take it you've seen this.
I have. I don't care.
No, I know. It's... I don't know what to think of it. It's cool. For someone who hasn't got a Vita, it might be a brilliant idea. It does all of the things that something like an Apple TV would do. So you got Netflix, you can stream movies, you can obviously rent them from the Sony store, or buy them. It's got an SD card slot.
Oh. Go figure.
Yeah. And you pop in a cartridge, one of the little cards that you get your games on, and you play your Vita games using a DualShock 3 controller. So it's got Bluetooth capability as well. Although obviously some of the games aren't going to translate very well, or maybe even not at all. There are games that require the touchscreen and the rear touchpad, and those are probably going to cause issues unless some way of patching them becomes available. But there are a lot of games that don't use that at all. Or some give you the choice of, Uncharted, Drake's, what was that one? Golden Abyss. That one kind of gives you the option of either using a button or the rear pad or touchscreen. It kind of allowed you whichever you pleased. So something like that would be pretty cool. What's interesting as well is that it allows you to stream from the PS4. So, for example, if you've got your PlayStation Vita TV box, and the thing's the size of a matchbox, it's absolutely tiny. But if you've got that, say, I don't know, upstairs in another room, as maybe a secondary device, maybe a bedroom or something like that, you can stream games from your PS4 through to your other room just using a Wi-Fi, which is pretty cool. What I would like to see, however, is the other way around. I'd like to see the Vita stream to a TV through your PlayStation 4. something they haven't mentioned. So if you could do it that way, where you could stream your PS4 through this PS Vita TV, why can't they do it so that the PS Vita can be streamed and you can play on your big screen that way through the PS4? That would be a cool function, wouldn't you think?
You'd think, but I mean, for the games it would be a good feature, but for like streaming movies, there's no point because you can
No,
do
I'm just saying that if, for example, you wanted to play a Vita game on the big screen,
right,
and do it through.
That would be the benefit of doing that.
That'd be cool. But they've not really announced this device for America or Europe. They have at the moment said that it's only going to be in sort of Japan and the Far East, solely because there's nothing like the Apple TV or Roku or any of those type of streaming boxes, and it's an area of the market that they think that they would be able to make some kind of headway in. I think it's a kind of a cool idea. The thing's going to cost the equivalent of like $100. It's a way of selling Vita games, I guess, and again, it'd be quite a cool little way to have your PS4 in another room via streaming.
I just don't understand. It's like, are they giving up on this Vita? Because why have the ability to play your Vita games on the big screen? I just don't understand that.
I just think it's a way. I don't know. Maybe they saw, as I say, a gap in the market in Japan and areas like that, and thought we could. We have Netflix on our systems. We have all of these. We've got the entertainment store where people can buy TV shows and movies and music. Why not turn it into some sort of service where you can also play games via DualShock if you don't have a Vita?
Well, I mean, in that same aspect, why not? Why make a separate device? Why not just incorporate it into the PS4 hardware?
That's quite an interesting point. Yeah.
I mean, would it be cheaper to make the system? Probably, but why not just have the ability to put it in the PS4?
Maybe they wanted the low price point. Maybe they wanted it to be.
And I can see that, but I mean,
it'd be cool if it was built into the PS4. That's quite a good idea.
How much money? How much more money would it cost to add that functionality in the PS4? It can't be that much more expensive, you think? So I mean, if it jacks the price up to $500, then. But I mean, it's still doable. I mean, yeah, people be squeamish at the $500, but then again, this is going to cost around $100. So what's going to be the difference? Why can't they just do that?
Plus, with the PS4 controller, you've got the motion sensor and touchpad.
Yeah. Yep. So why not just do that?
Yeah. Interesting. So I mean, I think that it's a weird idea, but it might work for them, and you never know.
I don't think it will. I just don't think it'll take off. I can't see it. Because, I mean, anymore, these, again, the PS4 is going to have all this streaming capability, and I just, besides playing your Vita games on the big screen, but still, these games are meant to be made for a portable system, not for your 55-inch television. So
yeah, I'm sure there'll be a resolution hit somewhere along the line.
Yep.
No doubt. So, from Sony, we'll move on to Microsoft, and this, I think, is just absolutely hilarious. A few days ago, Major Nelson decided to air his thoughts on the nickname, the Xbone, which was given to the Xbox One when they kind of fudged up the announcement and continued to fudge it up at E3. So, that all stemmed from Twitter and Reddit, and everyone was all about the Xbone. And somebody set up a website called xbone.com, and you clicked in, it sent you to a pre-order page for the PlayStation 4, which was mildly amusing. But Major Nelson came out and said he didn't like it. He thought it was degrading to the people involved in making the system, which, again, it's fair enough. And then they decided to buy the domain and have embraced the name. What the fuck? That's a bit odd.
Well, maybe they just bought it before someone else bought it to make fun of it. Maybe they do not. Probably not.
No, they're actually.
Oh, are they going to?
No, they are. Yeah,
Huh.
they're going to be using it. It's
Okay.
its official nickname now, by the sounds of it. I think they tried to register other domains such as the One, and Xbox. Well, I was thinking they have got Xbox One as well, but they tried to, but they were already taken, and so they've settled on xbone.com.
So I wonder what they're going to use it for besides, the normal Xbox website. So are they going to keep a separate site for the 360 and then use this one for just for Xbox One stuff?
Well, I wouldn't have thought so, solely because, I mean, you would think it would be all, and if you go to xbox.com, it is just xbox.com, so it's kind of, I would imagine the idea being it's all encompassing.
Right.
So, it's going to be all about the 360 and the Xbox One.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not really sure what they kind of what the plan is. I'm just seeing if I can find some more information.
Yeah, get on that news, boy.
No. There's no sort of information in regards to what they have planned. As I said, they've just secured it. Someone had bought the site by the looks of it back in March 2000. So that was either someone having incredible foresight or just being decided that Xbone sounded funny, but they've managed to secure it, and that's going to be a Microsoft website, which is, I just say, it's just a little bit weird. Surely, why bother with that? Why not just ignore it? Use Xbox.com.
I don't know. I didn't know they were going to use it until you said it. I would have thought they just would have bought it so someone else couldn't buy it and just make fun of the system and the name and all that. But
No, maybe.
I don't know. I could not give a shit.
Good. Man Mountain, Vin Diesel.
Is that your nickname for him, Man Mountain?
That's it. He's a man, and a man. He's huge.
Yeah.
He has announced that there is a new Chronicles of Riddick game in development, and not only that, it's also being developed by some of the guys from the old Starbury studio, how it used to be, who made the I don't know, was it something of Butcher Bay or
some Butcher Bay, something like that.
Yeah, I never played it. It's one of those games that everyone raved about, and it was on the Xbox originally.
Yeah.
And then they sort of HD'd it up, and I never really got around to playing it. But
it's good, but man, it's hard as shit.
Everyone has good things to say about it.
Well, I mean, if you like stealth, because it's stealth, man. So, because I mean, obviously he can see in the dark, so you have to be stealthy and stay in the dark.
Oh yeah, it suits the storyline and characters, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
So there's no kind of information in release date other than next year, and we don't know what to expect. Whether it is going to be something similar, a sequel to Butcher Bay or not, we don't know. It's obviously all tied around marketing for the recent Riddick movie, which is hitting cinemas at the moment. Obviously, he's doing the rounds, press junkets and bits and pieces. His own production company, Tygon, he's also having a hand in the development. Didn't say to what extent, probably something to do with kind of the story and those sort of elements that are going to tie into the Riddick universe. It might be cool. As I say, people did really enjoy Butcher Bay. It's a lot of the same guys working on it. Hopefully they can do good and sort of keep that, keep the goodwill from the last game going with this new one.
Right. Well, we'll see. No, whatever.
Yeah. Next up's Quick Burst, so I'll hand over to you, but I have got something to say that our esteemed friend Mike Futter mentioned about this first story you're about to mention, so I'll let you fire on.
Okay. Bad news for the Fable people's anniversary has been delayed until next year.
Which would probably make it a belated anniversary, wouldn't it?
Oh, look at you making a joke. That wasn't funny.
It wasn't. No, it wasn't. Ted Timmins, who's the lead director of Fable Anniversary over at Lionhead Games, announced that with great regret they were going to have to delay it until 2014, just solely because they wanted to make the game the best they could. They wanted extra time to basically make sure the fans were happy with it, which is fine. I don't have a problem with games being delayed in this sort of instance where it's because the developers don't feel they've done enough and they need more time. I have no problem with that, because there's no point in putting a game out that isn't done correctly. Isn't
Right.
If they're not happy with it, how are we meant to be happy with it? You know what I mean?
Right.
So that's fine. But what I found interesting, as I say, Mike Futter pointed this out earlier on Twitter, is that with this being delayed, there isn't a single first-party 360 game coming out this fall.
Is that right?
That is, apparently, yeah. Which is fucking disgusting.
Right, especially since they said that they were going to continue to
support last week.
360.
Yeah. We talked about that.
Yeah.
3 years, hundreds of games. Brilliant. And this fall, the biggest time for games. There is no bigger time in the year than sort of September, October, November for gaming, and there isn't a single first-party 360 game being released now that Fable Anniversaries has been delayed.
Wow, that's bizarre.
Yeah, I mean, you can understand the fact that Microsoft have got bigger fish to fry this Christmas.
Oh, sure.
But you can't, it's a tiny percentage of people who have Xbox. It's only going to be a tiny percent of people who've got Xbox One against those who have a 360.
Yep.
And you still need money coming in.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that brings up an interesting point too. I mean, what about Sony then? How many first-party Sony titles are there going to be between now
Beyond
and next year? Okay, besides that one.
There's Beyond. Puppeteer came out this week, and that's obviously PS3. There's another one, I can't think what it is.
But they have more than Microsoft at this point.
Well, if they have one, they have more than Microsoft.
Yeah. Yep.
And as I say, Beyond is out in October, and whether I know our esteemed editor Ken would probably disagree with that being a game, but it is a game, and it's coming out on PlayStation 3, and it's more than Microsoft have got. It's very, very bizarre.
Yeah.
I'm sure they will, it's not as if Xbox games won't sell this Christmas. There are plenty of them out there, but they're all third party. Very strange.
I'm trying to think back to when the Xbox, the original one, was on its last legs when the 360 came out. I don't remember them supporting that.
Yeah, but they dropped that like a ton of bricks because that never sold, did it? That was the thing.
Well, I mean, they didn't drop it right away, but I'm just trying to remember if they did the same thing. I don't remember, but it's just weird that was the only one slated first party, and now it's not going to make it this year.
So,
weird. I don't know.
Yeah.
All right. Assassin's Creed Liberation is getting an HD remake.
Wow, remaster.
Yay. Same fucking deal.
Read my brain.
Oh, fine. I'll read it word for word. Assassin's Creed Liberation getting an getting a HD remaster. How's that?
Thank you. It is for PS3, Xbox, and PC, coming out next year. It's a PS Vita game, the one that came out, and I've just started playing because it was on a really good deal, so I bought it, and I'll let you know what it's like. But
you don't have to let me know. I don't give a fine shit. I didn't care about the Assassin's Creed games, and I still won't. So, but I'm sure if you mention it, like in the when you play it, and let us know, in the beginning of this show on Friday and on Sunday, I'm sure people care. I just don't.
You just don't. Thank you.
Can I move on?
Yeah, you move on.
GTA 5 Online to have over 500 missions.
Cool.
So
I think this is really cool. I think, as much as I'm looking forward to GTA, and who the fuck isn't, you're probably not looking forward to it, are you?
It's not that I'm not looking forward to it.
There you go.
It's just, I don't know. I haven't decided if I'm going to buy it because, one, it's so big, and two, with the looming new systems, I just don't know how much I'm going to play it because I don't know what I'm going to do with my 360, So once I get an Xbox One, I might not ever turn on my 360 again. I just don't know. So,
well, I am going to while away the weeks between next Tuesday and the launch of the PS4, playing this, I think 500 missions, and these are obviously ones that they've set out. You can create your own in the online environment. And these are going to be all sorts of missions, whether they're chases, heists, goofing around. But it just goes to show the level of content you're going to get from one game. I mean, they've already announced that Los Santos is bigger than Red Dead's World and GTA 5's, and what other game did they mention? Oh, and San Andreas, all put together, and it's all going to be accessible from the start of the game. So they're not doing like they did with Grand Theft Auto, where they sort of block off the bridges until you progress. Yeah. They are going to open up, and you just go nuts. And although you've got to wait 2 weeks for the online to appear, there's going to be so much to do, and there are. It's a story-based progress as well, so there's going to be story elements built into the online stuff, which is cool. This could be the way forward for online games in that kind of sense, having this massive world, because the whole world's there. It's not a shrunk down version. All of Los Santos is available to play online. Anything that you see in the single player game can be seen in the online game, and giving you the ability to team up with friends and just do whatever you like, whether it be one of these preset missions, whether it be a mission that one of your guys has set out and created, or just stick about, play around a golf, go scuba diving, jump off mountains. It's going to be interesting. It's certainly going to be a lot more in depth than Grand Theft Auto 4's online, and a lot of people actually like that. So,
I at work yesterday, the day before, one of my coworkers showed me just how big the world GTA 5 is, and they compared it to actual cities. Like they, I forget what city. Yeah, it was on IGN, and it's just, God, it's so big,
huge. Yeah. You can see why it took its time.
Yeah, and I really want to play it, but one, I got Diablo here, and that's going to take me a while. I still haven't played or beat what the fuck is that game? Saints Row. So I can't afford another fucking one of these kind of games. The open world shit. I just can't do it because I don't think I'm going to be able to complete Diablo and Saints Row and GTA with being it, massive before November.
The thing is I just think it's a really weird time for that game to come out, solely because it is that transitional period where people are in the similar position to you. It's sort of Christmas. It's getting towards fall time. There have been some great games out recently, such as Diablo and Saints Row, which are big games, and people are looking forward to the new consoles. And there'll be some people who think, am I going to have the time to play it? And, I've got these games I want to finish, and by the time I finish them, I'll have a new console, and I'll be so geared into that. So I think there are people out there that will think that way. I still think there'll be a next generation version. I think next year they'll announce a PC, I think early next year they'll announce a PC and a Xbox One and PS4 version.
I hope so, because I really want to play this. And, it's good for people who aren't getting a new system, so they can enjoy this game for as long as they want.
This is months of content, this is.
Yeah, months. Shit, it could be a year, depending on how fast you go through it. That's huge. 500 missions online? That's ridiculous.
That's a lot.
So, yeah. The new Humble Bundle includes Fez, Trine 2, and Mark of the Ninja.
Yeah, and has already raised over... Well, yesterday I checked, and it was... Let me just Humble Bundle it. I checked, and it has raised over 1.5 million. It's now at the point of 1.8 million.
Wow. That's awesome.
Nice. I picked it up because all of these games are Mac compatible. So if you pay more than the average of, at the moment it stands at $4.59, which in quid is about, I paid about £3 something. I put $5 in, which is about £3.87, and you get Trine 2, Mark of the Ninja, Brutal Legend, Faster Than Light, and Fez, along with Cleese, which is the people who made Mark of the Ninja, a beta for their kind of puzzly type game called Eats Munchies, along with soundtracks to Trine, Brutal Legend,
Oh,
Fast
wow.
and Light, and Fez. And you have to bear in mind that they'll add games to that as well
Wow.
throughout the duration. It's a fantastic bundle for less, put in $5. I mean, that's if you've, it's unbelievable. Great value,
Wow.
and I always think the Humble Bundle do such a great job, and fair play to the developers and publishers for allowing those games to go on there,
Now,
because it helps. The charities that it supports are brilliant.
yep, I agree, and it's pretty cool. I'm gonna have to maybe look into that. Now,
Mark of the Ninja alone is worth it.
yeah, I really want to play that. Does that version support a controller?
I've actually been playing it on my Mac, and it plays like a dream.
Okay.
And I've only got a 512 card in mine. Plays like a dream, and I found out yesterday that all I have to do is plug in my wired Xbox controller, and there's a piece of software that I've downloaded to Tinternet called Tatty Boggle or something, I don't know, and basically that maps it, and I had no problems playing it at all. So
that's what I downloaded. Tatty Boggle.
I tried Fairs and Trine 2 with it, and that they worked as well. So you should have no problems. And you've got an iMac, if I'm right, haven't you?
Yes.
Yeah, so you'll have no problems playing any of those games.
No, not at all. So yeah, it's a Tatty Boggle, and I already did that because I wanted to play Knights of the Old Republic, but found out that doesn't support controller. So, but oh well.
At all.
At all.
Oh well, fuck that shit.
Yep, that's what I said. So I might have to download that because I really want to play Mark and Ninja.
To be fair, I bought that on Xbox, and I've got it now on here, and it's worth double, treble $5. So you know what, to get all of those games to put in. Obviously you can put in as much as you like. I think the top. Let's have a look at the top donation at the moment is $600, but you can put in.
Oh, wow.
You could put in $1 if you want, but I always recommend putting in the minimum, because that way, if you put in the minimum, you get all of the games, and then anything they bring out during the next 10 days or 11 days that it's got left.
What did you say the minimum was?
Minimum at the moment stands at $4.59.
Oh yeah, I mean, $5 for all that? No,
just get it.
That's a no-brainer. So
yeah,
and it's
absolutely.
Like for charity too. I mean, kind of. Yeah. I know times are tough, but it's for charity, so just open the pockets. I might have to do that before this weekend. So
yeah, absolutely. And that was that. That was all of the news bursts really. We've got 3 more stories to finish up with. The next one is actually probably one of the most interesting stories to come out of gaming for a little while.
And it got our friend Terrence, Professor Chaos, in a tizzy, and I can understand why. And we'll get to it when you say the story. So
okay, well, Steam are next week going to be introducing a limited beta, which is going to allow you to share your games library. Digital game library, with a Steam library, of course, with up to 10 friends or family members. Now,
why does it sound familiar?
You know full well this was out before Microsoft even did it.
It doesn't matter. The fact of the matter is people are cheering this like, oh, this is fucking great. Xbox One had that feature. People were bitching, and now they took that out.
No, you're not. That's absolutely wrong. They weren't. When they announced it, they weren't bitching about this. No,
yes,
they weren't. No,
yes,
they weren't.
They
were bitching about the fact that it had to be always online in order to do it. Now, the difference here is that Steam have already gone through that cycle when they launched. Well, you have to remember, when Steam got introduced, people fucking hated it. With all this always online crap. Oh, shit, what happens here? Well, and they got over it. And Steam is now the powerhouse that it is. But because Steam weathered that storm originally, when it was just a new little system, because that's not an issue anymore. So they're able to do this.
It shouldn't be an issue anyways.
They shouldn't, no, I know. But the fact is that Microsoft come up with it, and they weren't booing that. They were booing about the fact that in order for that to work, the systems would always have to be online.
Oh, boo-hoo. So, now you know what?
Yes, no,
they don't
I know.
Have that feature.
No, yeah, and you know what? People, that's what happens. That's why you can't have nice things. But that doesn't change the fact that it's not going to happen just yet with Xbox.
Oh, no, I'm just saying, this is a great feature. I thought it was going to be awesome in Xbox One. And
It would have been, yeah. Yeah, it would have been. Yeah. But people aren't ready to be told that. As I say, Steam have already gone through that. Steam is now the darling. It wasn't originally. I mean, 3, 4, 5 years ago, you told anybody to put, oh, don't put Steam on your computer. It'll bug it out. It's shit. No one likes it. They went through that and have now got to a position where, because of those choices it made early on, they can do all of this stuff, and they can do games incredibly cheaply. They can have a distribution system that's reliable and works well, but they've had their bad patch. Microsoft they shouldn't have done it that way. They should have worked it a little different, but either how there, Steam are now going to try this out. So how it will work is that you can name up to 10 people who have Steam IDs, and they can share your games that you have bought. Now, you will always take precedence, so whenever you're playing the game, because no one can play it twice,
right.
Or at the same time, sorry, no one can play it at the same time, obviously, because you're lending the game to them, essentially. You will always take precedence, so, for example, if I'm playing Mark of the Ninja, and you are on my friends list as somebody who can borrow that game, you can't borrow it until I'm finished playing with it. If you're playing it, and I want to play it, you'll get notified, and you'll get a certain amount of time for you to finish up, and then I can start playing it. And again, if somebody else in the list is trying to play it, they will get notified, and you'll get notified, and you'll just have to work it out. It's a great feature. I don't think it's going to benefit everybody, and you are going to get people who are going to game the system. Of course you are. Why wouldn't you? But Steam will know this. But it does. It's another step in the right direction in the digital world.
Yep.
I think it's a cool idea. I think, yes, you're absolutely right. This would have been even cooler had Microsoft not backed down off of it, but that's their problem. They'll have to deal with that, and they'll introduce. I mean, all of this stuff that got screamed and shouted about during the Always Online DRM thing, that will come. That will be implemented at some point. But we'll be used to it at that point, and we won't care, and then we'll be able to get benefits such as this. I think it's cool. I think it's a great idea. It'll be, it'll be nice. Hopefully Ken will be on. Ken will let us be on his list.
Someone better. I'm a cheap motherfucker. I don't want to buy shit if I don't have to.
I don't have many games. You're happy. You can happily be on mine.
Yay!
And I just have Plants vs Zombies Home, Game Dev Tycoon, Field Runners, Beat Hazard, Brutal Legend, Mark of the Ninja, Fez. So I don't have many games because obviously I have a Mac, and Macs don't have as many games available. But it's a cool idea, and this is a great way to highlight the benefits of having an always-on kind of DRM thing, and how it works well, and the bonuses of having it, to take away from the sort of negative connotations that it was being being coloured with back when Microsoft announced it. Next one, again talking about digital distribution, Payday 2 sells 1.58 million copies in what's been out about 3-4 weeks now.
Sure, yeah,
I think. Starbreeze, the developers behind it, basically announced that the heist game Payday 2 has been a massive success. They're absolutely loving the fact that it sold this many. So over 1.5 million copies, but 80% were digital. That's interesting.
Now, was that available on digital on XBLA?
It is, yes.
Is it? Okay.
But it wasn't I think it came out a week later on Xbox Live. If I'm not mistaken, it was available on launch on Steam and PSN, and then came later on Xbox Live. Not, as I say, I think about a week. But 80% of those sales, so over 1 million copies, were on digital download, which is cool. I mean, obviously, a lot of it's PC, and that was the only way to get it. I believe. I don't think you could even buy a physical copy of the game on PC. I think it was only digital. But again, it just kind of shows what we're moving towards, and I think in 5 or 10, well, not even that, probably in about 3 or 4 years, you'll probably find that that's going to be the norm. That 80% of around about that mark will be digital distribution as opposed to retail disc. But again, it's all down to the pricing. And again, I was looking on PSN today, and the disparity between prices is on PSN is just incredible. So Sony released theirs at the same price as it releases at retail. Ubisoft are a bit weird. They had Splinter Cell Blacklist for £59.99 pounds, that is, and which is at the moment over double what the retail version costs, because it's currently on sale in stores. So it's over double. Yet they had Rayman Legends less than retail. And it's the same distributor. It's really weird. So until they get that straight, it's all a bit of a mess. But hopefully, with the new console, some kind of pricing parity will arise. Fingers crossed.
And that brings up a good point too. The one I didn't think about is how many more stores will have freedom to do sales to get people in, since things are going digital. They're going to try to entice people to come into their store. So, I wonder how many sales. I wonder how much those are going to jump up.
No, time will tell, won't it? I mean, if you do, I don't think we're going to see it sort of this year or next year, but probably the year after, when you start seeing those digital sales increase, over retail versions, you're going to see a change in the way that these companies work in, as you say, enticing people into the store. Our biggest retailer Game has already gone through a very sticky situation by nearly going bust last year, and they managed to get themselves out of it. But was that just kind of delaying the inevitable? Yeah. Will it be that retail? There'll be no need for retailing in the gaming market in 2 or 3 years. We'll have to see. But yeah, you think you'll see sales come up, hopefully better trade-in prices, because that's one of the ways that they screw you over. And it's a known fact. You kind of have to live with that, because game stores will always try and make a buck on those pre-owned games. Maybe you'll see something different happen there. Maybe you'll see them cut good deals with Steam and Sony and Xbox in regards to selling wallet funds. Maybe they'll make their money that way, do a lot of that, selling codes for games as opposed to the games themselves. So maybe, I mean, if you go into game in the UK, you've got your retail section. Of course, you have that takes up most of the floor, but you'll also see codes for games that are available on PSN and Xbox Live and Steam. They'll be there, and even the eShop, Nintendo eShop, you'll find that they've got codes for particular games. So you go in, you buy that game via a code, you put the code in, and there's your game. So will you see more of that, more room devoted to kind of that kind of retail? Who knows?
Yeah. Only time will tell.
Indeed, indeed. And finally, I find this quite interesting. James Pond is coming back, hopefully. Some people won't even know who James Pond is. I can remember James Pond solely because when he first made his appearance, which I believe was on the Amiga, I didn't have an Amiga, I had a Commodore, so I couldn't afford to play him. But he is a platforming secret agent of the fish variety, or frog variety, sorry. And he was quite a hit in the 90s, and his creator, a gentleman called Chris Sorrell, has taken to Kickstarter to try and fund a remake or a reboot of the game. Do you remember James Pond?
I do, actually. I do. And I thought it was a fish. I didn't think it was a frog.
Oh, maybe a fish then.
I think it is a fish.
But he made quite a few appearances, even to the point on like PlayStation 2. But I think his heady days were back in the 16-bit era. Yep. I can remember. To be fair, I can remember remember playing one of the James Pond games on the Mega Drive, or Genesis, as you'd call it.
Right.
Back in the day, early 90s. It always kind of had this sort of fun, sly sense of humour. Probably when I was younger, I didn't understand half of the humour that was in it. But yeah, it's good luck to him. You know what? Considering this week we also saw the demise of Blitz Games, the people who were behind Dizzy, and I don't even know if you can remember Dizzy the Egg. No. That was way back. You're talking Spectrum 48K. That's when I played this game. Wow. That was a long time ago. The original developers of that have this week, unfortunately, gone bust, and it's a shame. Obviously, when anybody loses their job in the gaming industry, it's kind of all too often nowadays. But it's also nice to see Blast from the Past, hopefully, making a comeback. I think there's enough people of my age to help fund it. I don't think he's asking for a huge amount. Let's see if I can find out how much he's actually asking for.
Because that's one of those niche titles that, do people really just want to see another one? I never played them. I never really cared, to be honest. But do people care? Enough to support this? Will there be enough support, to actually get it made?
Okay, so let's have a look. He hasn't put it on Kickstarter yet. He intends to do so shortly. Basically there is a James Pond community page on Facebook, and he's basically done a video on YouTube and posted it there saying, come out. I'm going to be putting this up soon to help me get this back on the road. So who knows what he's going to ask for, but yeah, it's probably going to be one of those Xbox Live or PSN games or Steam or whatever. You never know. To be fair, it's stories like this that I think are great about Kickstarter, and it's stories about Mega Man 9 or whatever, 10, whatever, it's Mighty number 9 that I don't like, because someone who's had all the chances that he's had and has got all the influence he has still takes to Kickstarter, whereas someone who's small time has paid their dues and is just trying to get something back. Yeah, I don't mind Kickstarter being used for that. Good luck to him.
Yeah, I hope he succeeds, but I just don't know about that.
Yeah, it's not kind of like some of the Kickstarters. What other ones have we had that have been sort of big hits? I don't know. I can't remember.
I can't think of any. So.
There you go. Maybe it's not the most high profile, but he might do all right. He might be fine.
Yeah, we'll see.
But there you go. So that was pretty much it. Had you seen anything else this week? Anything caught your eye?
Dude, I haven't done shit this week besides homework.
Why do you come on here?
Because I can.
And because it'd be pretty crap if I was just talking to a camera to myself.
Right. That'd be entertaining.
No, it wouldn't.
No, it wouldn't. No, it wouldn't.
No. You were here before we started recording. That's the kind of kerfuffle I get into, so...
What do you mean?
My camera doesn't work, and...
Oh, right. And I'm here because I used to be the news guy, ass.
You used to be.
Well, it had to take a back seat. I'm sorry I started school and to better my life.
Yeah, no, it's your fault for trying to be something, for do something.
Right, I know. So, suck it.
No, that's fine. No, I can't think of anything else other than, the biggest news was the, I think Sony's thing. And I'm still a bit kind of weirded out by the PS Vita TV. And we'll see what happens with that. I don't know whether it will even come over here.
I'm sure it will. Well, I don't know. I'm sure it will. I don't think Sony's gonna, because it's a good market to be in. There's limited options like Apple TV and Roku, and then there's other devices here and there, but not as popular. So it's still an open market.
And in all honesty, if I don't know how it compares to the Vita, because we don't have the Vita app for Netflix over here. You've only got it in the US. But if it plays anything like the PS3 app, it works really well. I think it's the best way to watch Netflix. So again, for people who haven't got Apple TV or don't want Apple TV, there's options. So.
Right. Oh, yeah, there's always options. So I don't know. We'll see how it does. I don't care about it. I mean, Vita games were made to be played on the Vita.
Yeah.
And that's whatever. And again, it goes back to my point. If they wanted to do this, put that shit in the PS4. That would have been a better use of their technology and money, I think. But that's so whatever.
That's just you.
Yep.
And no one listens to us, do they?
Well, they might listen to you, me not so much.
No, they don't listen to me.
And I'm full of bullshit. No.
No, they don't listen to me, unless of course they're just slagging off the fact that I slag off Dynasty Warriors. Do you know that's still that story is still the biggest hit that we've ever had?
Yeah, that's just bizarre. So,
it is bizarre. I never even played the Dynasty Warriors game.
I haven't either. So whatever.
Yeah. Anyway, we'll wrap this bad boy up. Okay, of course you can follow myself and Justin on Twitter. I am at John W UK, and that's DUBYA is in Derbia, UK. And you can of course get Justin at Killer Wolverine. You can of course
easy for you to say.
I know. You can, of course, leave comments on our videos when they get posted on. I can have a look. Probably not. Let's have a little gander. See.
I mean, you tell me to add comments, but then you don't even look to see if we have any. You motherfucker.
I know. It's a bit. If I can find the channel, I'll have a little look. Where's the channels?
Stand by.
Stand by while your video is loading. I should really do preparation for this.
Yeah.
You know, that would be cool. I want to make sure it pauses. Comments, 0 comments on that one. I know we had a good show last week, and no one wanted to comment on it. I don't think anyone cares. I don't think. Yeah. We got 2 likes on the previous one, but again. Oh, okay. We have some comments. Look at that. This is from the August 30th show. We have 2 comments. I'm not sure who ZTGD LP is, but they just put lol 938. John is a deer in the headlights. Thanks. And then Free Range Games. Just want to say you guys are awesome. I've been listening to the podcast just about since it started. Well, thank you very much. See, there you go. We do have people who like to. Have I just? Oh, there you go. You've just said. Why are you texting me? Oh, okay. Google's kicked him out. Haha. Okay. I wonder why it went quiet. Anyway, we'll take this opportunity to wrap it up, and we shall see.